Hi guys, this video is due on Wednesday. This is actual review questions like we did in class. So I want to make sure you have some extra practice. So let's practice with the first one for unit rate. Jenna's mother is shopping for energy drinks. Store A sells a case of 18 bottles for $10. So I'm going to write that in store A. We have 18 bottles for $10. And store B sells 12 bottles for $6. Right, and we want to figure out which one sells them less. So we want to find their unit rates. Now remember, we're trying to figure out the cost for one bottle. So usually when we're doing unit rate, cost is going to go on the top and our item is going to go on the bottom. All right, so here we have for A, we have $10 for 18 bottles. And when I divide that, I'm going to get 0.18. I'm sorry, you don't get 0.18. You get 0.56. So that means it costs 56 cents for one bottle. And then we do the same thing over here. And that gets me 0.50, and that's 50 cents for one bottle. So which store sells them for less? Which one's the better deal? Store B. Great. Now let's take a look at slope, which was the second thing we learned. So the graph shows the distance traveled by an Olympic level sprinter over time during the race. They want us to find the slope. So I'm going to go ahead and pick two coordinates for us to do that. 0, 0. And the next one I'm going to pick is 4, 40. Okay, to find the slope, I do 0 take away 40. That gets me negative 40 on this side. And 0 take away 4, that gets me negative 4. So my change in y divided by change in x is negative 40 divided by negative 4. That gives me positive 10. That is my slope. Now what does that slope represent? Remember, it's going to represent my y over my x. So the sprinter can run a distance, that's my y value, of 10 m or meters in 1 second. All right, let's take a look at our y-intercept now. The graph represents the amount of gasoline in a canister after Josh begins to fill it at a gas station pump. What is the y-intercept? So I look at my y-axis, and I'm thinking, where does it cross that line? It crosses down here. So that is 0, 0. So that means my y-intercept is 0. So what does that represent? It represents there is 0 gallons of gas. That's my y value. In 0 seconds, that's my x value. Again, I'm just using my two units that are given to me on the graph. All right, and the last thing we learned was to write an equation of the line. So we need two pieces of information for that. We need the y-intercept And then we're going to need the slope. So let's do the y-intercept first. My y-intercept here is 4. My y-intercept is also my b value. Okay. Our slope is our m value, and we need 2 points for that. I'm going to start by using my y-intercept, which is 0, 4. And then let's take this next point, which is 28. Okay. I do 4 take away 8. That gets me negative 4. 0 take away 20. That gets me negative 20. My change in y was negative 4. And my change in x was negative 20. I divide those two things. And I get 0.2. Now I put this in my equation, y equals mx plus b. So in this case, my m was 0.2 and my b was 4. And that is how I write my equation of a line. All right, this is just a quick recap of everything that's going to be on your test tomorrow. Good luck. If you have any questions, feel free to email me.